was happening. Want to talk about some ancient Hollywood predictive programming. Uh, it's crazy, man. But there's a show called The Outer Limits, and every damn episode was also on some transhumanist, and it was made like in the '90s. So you know what I'm saying. Looking at it now, they told you everything they were gonna do. In these days, then microchips, time travel, clones, uh, matrix construct reality with straight neural brain interfaces. Uh, but there's a show, it was called Night Gallery. You know what I'm saying? And as soon as it started, I looked at it. I was like, dude, that's alchemical. It had the sun and the moon. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, these are cultists. And it had a Baphomet star. You know what I'm saying? In this little painting, I was like, oh, that's the schematic, dude. That's the old schematic of these medieval alchemists, which, I don't think it's necessarily satanic, but a lot of alchemists are into the heavy occult, which leads you to Lucifer, leads you to Satan. You know what I'm saying? Uh, in a lot of cases, so it's pretty trippy. And this show, it had Ron Howard's brother in it, and he was like a prophet that came on every day and said the news, and he was like, "The sun's gonna blow up," and then it ended with everyone dying of the sun blowing up. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, dude, this is all fear porn. You know what I'm saying? And then there was another episode where it showed these people all in this classroom, and the teacher, it's Vincent Price, and he talks to this one student. He's like, "Look, that's a traitor, collaborator. Kill him." And the dude's like, he has his gun. He's like, "I can't kill." And then another guy says, "Now we have two traitors. The one he wouldn't kill, and this guy." And then he smokes him. It's a classroom full of robots. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, man, this is just creepy. This isn't art. This is outlining the plan, the great work, the Manley P. Hall plan. You know what I'm saying? I was like, this is all Manley P. Hall shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like the insiders who are in the brotherhoods and shit and the fraternities are gonna see this shit, and they're gonna be like, "That's the plan." You know what I'm saying? While everyone else is just gonna think it's art. You know what I'm saying? It's just like "Do as thou wilt." That isn't even Crowley. This was the Heaven Hell Club, or the Hellfire Club. It's an old Illuminati credo, and it's just he got to be the one to drop it to the public, but it wasn't. He didn't come up with that. He was taught that by his gatekeeper, his Sith Lord, whoever instructed him in these in dark occult practices. Uh, Same thing with these people who make movies. Obviously, they've infiltrated Hollywood and they've leaked. You know what I'm saying? All this stuff like 1984. That wasn't a work of art. That was he looked at the plans and he fictionalized the plans. Just like Huxley, Brave New World. That wasn't a work of art. It wasn't a view into the future. He was dictated that by illuminists. Just like Manly P. Hall was dictated these things by illuminists, because what they are, through all the generations, they've retold the same legends, the same schematics, and each guy retells it in his own. He looks into the future with what he knows from the internal intelligence sources and his insider view of his families, his Fabian socialists, and just sociologists in general, because they all borrow from the same pools. You know what I'm saying? The same sources, they study all the same people. You know what I'm saying? And they all add their own little twist on it, or what it is, they try to retell it again with a new variation. But yet it's all problem, reaction, solution. It's just like, okay, if we can't get them with this, with Orwell, we'll get them with Huxley. You know what I'm saying? We can't get them with Huxley, we'll get them with this, we'll get them with that. There's all kinds of them. They retell the same damn stories. Man who would be king. It's all about con men taking advantage of stupid people, superstitious people, basically, with people with the legend. And like basically what it basically is like, how they say, "Oh, Jesus is coming back." Well, basically, occultists are like, we can use that. We need to get a guy who everyone thinks is Jesus, and then we can initiate the New World Order. You know what I'm saying? And everyone will accept it without fighting. Jade Helm, we gotta conquer people's psychology without them figuring it out. I mean, basically, without us ever really pulling a shot, they'll give up first. I mean, all through psych ops. You know what I'm saying? But when you see how long this plan is and how long they've been planning on it, it makes it real easy to just say, man, fuck you. This is a joke. This is a game. It's a mind game. And you guys are trying to play mind games. And I don't like to play mind games. You know what I'm saying? Uh, it's just crazy. You know, and I was thinking about it. I was like, man, don't you neo-socialist, you neo-conservative, fascist, corporatist types, what about the guys from 30 years ago, that were like, they were just in college, they were 21, 22, 23, and they were all like, yeah, man, let's set up these policies for Blade Runner, man, everyone's gonna die at 27. Now they're like 58, 60, 70, and you know what? All your children who you taught this Blade Runner type mindset are gonna smoke your ass once you take all of us out. You know what I'm saying? Because it's only right. It's only right. You brainwash people into being, a self-serving and just self-preservationists and moral relativists. You know what I'm saying? You teach them to be cruel, so hey, they're gonna be cruel to you when there's no one left to be cruel to. You know what I'm saying? And you deserve it because you brainwashed your kids and your underlings into these messed up ideologies. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I had someone I was talking about. I goes, do you know like one symptom of mind control is like you'll try to remember your past and you won't be able to remember it. You know what I'm saying? And then my mom's like, I can't remember my past. And I'm like, I know. You know what I'm saying? And then I was like, do you know? I was like, man, these people we know, I'm not going to say their name, but I was like, you know what? It sounds like they got Delta programming. Delta programming is when someone's trained to be an assassin, a killer. And then this also ties into the David Spangler, no one enters the New World Order without a satanic initiation of you got to kill someone you love. And I heard about how as children, these people were taken and they were given a pet, like a dog, a cat, a rabbit, some innocent, sweet animal, and they make them fall in love with it. And then they say, now you got to kill it, break its neck, slit its throat. And this woman that was sitting in the room said, my parents did that to me. And I go, see? You know what I'm saying? I go, see? You know what I'm saying? I'm not making none of this stuff up. This really goes on. And is that part of the initiation of the Lucifer Ghost? Is that it? Is that there's internal families who make these people do these little rituals, these little frat hazings? You know what I'm saying? Basically, these little initiations, like the Bloods make you go cut someone's face in New York. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's the same schematic. And what it is desensitize you so that you will murder for some cause. It doesn't matter because what if they tell you all your gangs, all your secret societies, all your frats? What if they tell you all along this has been the same New World Order literature repackaged, retold, and everyone's been incrementally taught the similar doctrine, but it's just a key enough to give you a view into you'd be like, oh my God, that is what they taught me. And well, you might as well join now. Well, you've already did these evil things for your gang, your secret brotherhood, your fraternity. Why not just join it? Why not get on board? I had someone tell me I need to get on board, and I looked at them like, I can't believe you actually know about all this stuff and you're involved. You know what I'm saying? I ain't seen this person since, but it was quite freaky when I was like, man, George Bush blew up the goddamn towers. They're trying to do martial law, put microchips in us. It's all a fraud. This guy worked in a prison. He was from the UP of Michigan. So look, you can't tell me there's not a national socialist, fascistic conspiracy going on in the UP. They hate us southerner cats down here, the people from the lower peninsula. They hate us. They call us trolls, but there's a reason for that. It's because you guys got a national socialist, fascist, corporatist movement going on up there. You know what I'm saying? And you guys are all in league with the corporations that make the prisons, that make the police. I've been outlining how they took over everything was through corporate mergers. Just look into the corporate mergers, how companies, multinational companies will come merge with the company. They'll gut it. It'll still have the name, so it could be the name like something that's known, Kraft. So you'd be like, man, Kraft's a 300-year-old company. We can trust Kraft. No, the GMO Halliburton and Monsanto took it over, and they're just using the name Kraft, so you keep buying the product. See, you don't even realize how corporatist our society has become. When you worship a name like Chevy, Nike, Guess, Polo, Nautica, Gucci, when you start elevating these corporate names, these corporate logos, you are welcome to the fascist club. You know what I'm saying? You won the Fascist of the Day award, my friends. And I see how people will starve. They will go without just to buy some fucking clothes. So, you can walk around with these cool looking clothes. You're all clean looking, but on the inside, you're messed up. Your priorities are not straight. You know what I'm saying? The Bible even says, don't worry about what you're going to wear tomorrow. Don't be a respecter of persons. If a person's dressed like shit, treat him no different than a king. You know what I'm saying? Basically, that's people still toe this line. You know what I'm saying? They're so caught up in appearances. You know what I'm saying? And this is part of what I'm saying is see beyond appearances. Close your eyes. Walk by faith, not by sight. You know what I'm saying? These are all things that keeps us in the sight. You look for the logo. You look for, you know what I'm saying? Someone appears to be normal, but they took that Luciferic oath as a child from their parents. They made them kill their animal, so they're sociopaths. They say, "Oh, it's just to teach you to deal with loss." No, it's not. It's to break you. It's MK Ultra. It's the elites form itself, MK Ultra, where they teach the children. They carry on the right. I'm not sure if this comes from York Rite, you know what I'm saying, Scottish Freemasons or Phoenicians or Rosicrucians or KKK. I mean, they're all come from similar sources anyway. They all pool the same source of information. It all goes back to the Jesuits. You know what I'm saying? The Catholics know everything because they have an outpost in every country. So they have spies there that can acquire all the information about their particular gangs, their their theologies, their pantheologies, you know what I'm saying? Their nature theologies, their mysticism, their code, their alchemical symbolism. These guys have the compilation of all the records. So then they can repackage them in a gang format. Then they have someone leak it to the prison. It leaks to the street. And then you get all these corporate, because I mean, gangs are just like corporations. So I imagine if a street gang is like a corporation, well, Skull and Bones, that's a corporation. All your fraternities, the Boule, that's a corporation. Our whole government, the Constitution, is overthrown by a corporation. It's called the Law of the Sea, and it's in Black's Law Book, and it's a commodification. It's where we're all turned into a commodity. It's where we have something called a straw man, and that's your name in all caps. And it's called a maritime amnesty law. You know what I'm saying? So everything's fucking bullshit. It's all legalese. They want to kill you. People have these secret oaths and these secret rituals where they delta programming. You know what I'm saying? Commodification. I mean, it's crazy. This is so crazy. I mean, I don't even know sometimes. I'm just finding all this stuff out and I'm like, holy crap, man, this is real. It's not just insane conspiracy talk. This ain't theoretical. This is practical. It's being practiced. Practical application of these crazy woody woo. I mean, I ain't never had that happen to me. I mean, yeah, I got the hunter's initiation, which is like you kill an animal and you get taught, yeah, it's dead now. You know what I'm saying? Don't kill unless you're gonna eat. You know what I'm saying? Don't kill for just sport. You know what I'm saying? So it's different. It's like hunter's initiation isn't killing. It's not murderous. It's just you're killing to eat. You're killing to learn how to survive in case you need to. You know what I'm saying? And you also master the gun. You know what I'm saying? So Big difference. But I mean, they're similar, but no, I can understand how they can try to blur the lines to make you think they're the same, but they're not.